government for the people, not abusing the power them give you. A vote for us is a vote for trust. A vote for putting this country first and taking what the people asking us more serious. Yes, integrity matters. Transparency matters. Accountability matters. So we make a choice to raise our voice. Everybody, with something in the sky. If love for your country makes you want to cry, when you see important things going wrong, it's time for us to be strong and change what's going on.
So wave your flag for the
Virgin Islands, we shine like diamonds. We will keep on rising. Yes, we will do the right thing together. We'll make so much more improvement with the progressive Virgin Islands. Let me keep rising with PVIM, keep flying with PVIM. Let me keep shining with PVIM. Let me keep climbing with PVIM. That season is over. Integrity, it's time to take over. Virgin Islands, you already know that. You have the voice and you have the power. Everybody, with something in the sky. If love for your country makes you want to cry, when you see important things going wrong, it's time for us to be strong and change what's going on.
So wave your flag for the
Virgin Islands, we shine like diamonds. We will keep on rising. Yes, we will do the right thing together. We'll make so much more improvement with the progressive Virgin Islands. Let me keep rising with PVIM, keep flying with PVIM. Let me keep shining with PVIM. Let me keep climbing with PVIM. Let me keep rising with PVIM, keep flying with PVIM. Let me keep shining with PVIM. Everybody join into the PVIM.
PVIM, Virgin Islands. What are we teaching our children about how to succeed in life? They're watching whatever we shoot it. Oh yes. Will we do what's wrong or do what's right? Yes, integrity matters. Transparency matters. Accountability matters. So we make a choice to raise our voice. Everybody, with something in the sky. If love for your country makes you want to cry, when you see important things going wrong, it's time for us to be strong and change what's going on.
So wave your flag for the
Virgin Islands, we shine like diamonds. We will keep on rising. Yes, we will do the right thing together. We'll make so much more improvement with the progressive Virgin Islands. Let me keep rising with PVIM, keep flying with PVIM. Let me keep shining with PVIM. Everybody join into the PVIM. It's not about hype, it's about what's right. Good government for the people, not abusing the power them give you. A vote for us is a vote for trust. A vote for putting this country first and taking what the people asking us more serious. Yes, integrity matters. Transparency matters. Accountability matters. So we make a choice to raise our voice. Everybody, with something in the sky. If love for your country makes you want to cry, when you see important things going wrong, it's time for us to be strong and change what's going on.
So wave your flag for the
Virgin Islands, we shine like diamonds. We will keep on rising. Yes, we will do the right thing together. We'll make so much more improvement with the progressive Virgin Islands. Let me keep rising with PVIM, keep flying with PVIM. Let me keep shining with PVIM. Let me keep climbing with PVIM. That season is over. Integrity, it's time to take over. Virgin Islands, you already know that. You have the voice and you have the power. Everybody, with something in the sky. If love for your country makes you want to cry, when you see important things going wrong, it's time for us to be strong and change
shining with PVIM. Let me keep climbing with PVIM. Let me keep rising with PVIM. Let me keep flying with PVIM. Let me keep shining with PVIM. Everybody join into the PVIM.
I am Marvin Blyden, candidate for the 5th Electoral District. Together, we will make it better.
Celeb, press the button.
Marvin Blyden, he get my vote. A friend of the people, he give them hope. To find the solutions to fix issues. Changes must come to 20 votes. VIP, all of them must go. Boss my tire, them ain't fix them roads. And I so fed up, I don't pick my side. Marvin Blyden for District 5. I know MB, he is a man trustworthy. Transparent, surely he my people. Don't cry, no. Blyden get my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote. MB get my vote. My vote, my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote. MB get my vote. My vote. My vote, only he can make it better. Emmy is the man, with Ronnie at the helm. PVIM got the plan. Resilience, integrity, them can't match. If pressure get real, well, Ingrid have his back. Walk on with the school. Jada, she have the tools them to use. Every child play a part in the future, so Stacey won't ignore the youth. Vote fast, fast, fast. Fifth district, give Marvin a chance.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Watch House in Fahie Hill. I am your host, Paul Hewlett. It is the movement right here in your neighborhood, the Progressive Virgin Islands movement. We're here tonight, and tonight you're going to understand why the man himself, Marvin M.B. Blyden, is the only person that can make a change and make it better for you here in the 5th District. Let me also remind you that our powerhouses, our females of the PVIM, part of our dream team, Ingrid Moses Catliff and Shayna Smith Archer, are over in Virgin Gorda with our 9th District soon-to-be representative, Shireen Flax Charles, who is going to be building our action plan for the Youth Forum. They're at the Rock Cafe. But tonight, it's going to be all about you, and we want to start by letting you know why you, the people of the 5th District, matter. This young man, he has an MBE, a Queen's Award for Youth and Community Work. He was educated in... So before we get started, I always forget, I get so excited. Let's start with the invocation. If I can call up Mr. Mitch Turnbull to say the invocation. Let's not forget God.
Let us please stand and pray. What we just heard, I think we need even more prayer from the governor and the premier. Father and our God, we come before you, O God, in even more uncertain times. But we come to you, O God, because you are the God of order. So where there is disorder, O God, we know that if we lean on you, who's the author and the finisher of our faith, you will restore order. You will restore a straight and narrow path. You will restore unto us the joy of your salvation. Lord, we pray for the proceeding on tonight. We pray for the members of the Progressive Virgin Islands team that represents hope, because we are in a hopeless state in this territory. We pray for the members of this Progressive Virgin Islands team under the leadership of our chairman and leader, Ronnie W. Selton, who represents accountability. We pray for the men and women that have put themselves up to serve the people of the Virgin Islands, oh God. The ladies that represent our team, Sylvia and Ingrid and Shayna and Shireen, who are all in Virgin Gorda. And while we, the men, are here in Fahie Hill at the Watch House, we pray, oh God, that you will go before us. We pray, oh God, that you will bless us, oh God, indeed, oh God. And Keep your hands upon us and keep evil from us and keep us from evil, God. We pray that prayer of Jabez, that this territory of the Virgin Islands, that you will enlarge our territory, that you will bless us indeed, oh God, in these Virgin Islands. Lord, we need your help, and we are presenting ourselves. So, Lord, here we are, presenting ourselves to the people of this territory because we want to be able to lift up our heads to that blue sky. We want to again be able to hold our heads where we are proud to be Virgin Islanders. We want to ensure that there are no more mistakes and no more casualties and calamities, but we are building a British Virgin Islands for the people and putting the people first. Bless us this night in Jesus' name, and bless most of all our next District 5 candidate, Marvin M.B. Blyden, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Please remain standing for the territorial song.
Out of the huts of history's pains, our ancestors bled and died. But with strength and with power we overcame to restore Virgin Islands' pride. To preserve the beauty, we devised a plan to obtain ownership of your precious land. Educating your people is the golden key to maintain the success of this territory. Oh, how radiant are your daughters, and how wealthy are your sons. Your beaches boast your beauty, and your success is second to none. Green and brilliant are your hillsides, they replenish our hopes and pride.
Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your quality can never be denied.
Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied.
Please be seated. Mr. Premier to be, you have to excuse me. I just came back from the Caribbean Games, and I'm very excited indeed. You can see I'm fired up. So for those of you who are listening, I just want to apologize for missing that prayer, but you have to understand the excitement and the hype I just came from. And being here tonight, I'm just as hyped because, as I was saying to you, you matter for us and with us. And there's a young man who has an MBE who is going to tell you why you matter with him. He has a Queen's Award for youth and community work. He has educated hundreds of children in the territory for over 15 years. He has developed and spearheaded the longest-running local youth program in the territory. It's called the YEP. And if you haven't heard it, he has told us it's not going to just be in the east. You're going to find it in the west, and you're going to find it in the north and in the south as well. He has done programs, summer programs, Christmas programs, after-school programs. He has been an assessor in the youth court in 2001 against the Rasta bill. He was a past member of the Drug Advisory Council and a past member of the Educational Advisory Board, a lecturer at the HLSCC, a youth achievement in the GED diplomas for young men and women. He opened opportunities for youth to receive scholarships and grants for college tuition. Let me tell you, he's introduced scuba diving programs for clubs as well, volunteered and donated to several non-profit organizations. This young man says that you matter with him. Please stand to your feet and help us welcome none other than Stacy Buddha Mesa.
Listen, we got a new at large candidate. His name is Stacy Made
Meta, vote for him on election day. We voting for Stacey, we voting for Meta, we voting for integrity and the future of this country. A man with a vision, a man with passion, a man of action. He's a man on a mission. We voting Stacey, we voting for integrity.
Good evening, 5th District. Good evening. And to the wider BVI. Good evening. It is great to be in the hills of the 5th, a vibrant district that is known for the love of country. It is made up of some of the people in our territory who are the most strong-willed and determined to live life to the fullest. Tonight, we stand approximately 9 days away from an opportunity for all of us to voice through our ballots the dissatisfaction we feel with the direction of this country. It is a time for the majority to speak over the minority, for us to say that we want to remain stagnant. It is time for a progressive Virgin Islands to become the new vision for those who matter. This evening, I am proud to stand in support of a courageous man who has a passion to see his fellow residents, neighbors, and friends of the 5th live a better life. It is time to make it right with Marvin Blyden in the 5th. MB is a man who has done a lot for the district and the wider BVI. He is an original entrepreneur in this country. I am encouraged by his community spirit, and I'm excited to work with him and the entire PVIM team to bring healing to the BVI. There's been a long talk of moving several districts into an era of increased local and tourism traffic. They've included the 5th and the 7th. Many have talked about having culturally buzzing areas, and it has not been realized yet. This is, however, not an easy task, nor is it a task that can be done in isolation without input of all of the players in the community. Tonight, I say to you that a PVIM team, along with MB and myself, we are ready to take on that task. This is a district that has been rich in cultural heritage, in farming, art, dance, music, agriculture, and so much more. And I want to give opportunities to those who need them the most, to our young and our mature entrepreneurs who have products that can be marketed and sold within our districts. I want to see young farmers growing crops and manufacturing products to be sold to our guests coming through the district. I am tired, like many of you, of the talk and no action. But this is the time, and MB is the man, and you matter with Marvin and Meta. Don't forget that. With a team like PVIM, we are ready to use the knowledge and skills of each district candidate and our at-large team to move the ideas that you, the residents of this district, have been waiting for a very long time to see become reality. And I remind you, because you matter with Meta, and your future will matter with PVIM. I have a vision for this territory, which is shared with many and all of my running mates, that the ideas and the creative minds within our community will be fostered and developed. Imagine a young male or female who has learned financial literacy, the basics of business planning and management during their adolescence. Imagine that our children are given greater encouragement to start small businesses and run them. When we tie real-life experiences with academics in our schools, we plant seeds in our youngest to want to own their own wealth. These youngsters will become the great CEOs in our financial services sector and many other industries in the BVI. This is how you truly invest in the youth and the future of the Virgin Islands. We can grow more local businesses in this district and across this territory and change the course of where the BVI economy grows, where it grows with our youth. All youth matter, and when elected, I will move to ensure that programs are introduced in our schools to guide our children into becoming empowered businessmen and women from young. Give all youth what they deserve. Some of them have made mistakes, missteps. Some of them have forgotten which way to go. We must give them a chance. We must double up in believing in our youth. Give them a second chance when they have missed a target or have fallen short. We must ease back, be listeners to the needs and wants of the next generation. We must understand that the bigger we bet on our young people, the bigger we will win as a territory. It is time to do more in our schools. It has been said over and over and over and over again that it is time to pay our teachers what they deserve, so let's pay them what they deserve. It is time to update our school's curriculum, remove the overlapping content, introduce new skills based on the needs of our local community and the wider world. This is how you prepare our children for the world. Our children must be exposed to more technology during school and after school. Coding must become a priority subject in our education system. New technologies in farming, real-life connections and experiences by experts in fields like tourism, financial services must and will be implemented in our school. It is time to move away from textbooks. Our schools must be intentional places of learning where our society's needs are planned, our job force is developed, and our new leaders are groomed. Tonight I say to you that all youth matter, education matters, the youth of District 5 matter with the mayor and Mather. I would like to once again touch on our children, women and men and elderly who face daily abuse in our society. There are many in our communities who are suffering within their own homes who need help. Help with abuse, help with meals, help with meeting their daily needs. I ask again that we be a more caring and more concerned society about our neighbors. In particular, our golden gems. They must matter, not just during an election time to carry them to a poll. They must matter every day. These are areas of great concern to me and all of the PVIM team. And we will give you a voice because you matter with us. Now, the month of April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and I'm going to talk about it again because not enough is being said. And this is why we see the pinwheels around the roundabout in town. This is why we see the blue ribbons and the teddy bears throughout the territory. During this month, our social workers, our teachers, police officers, churches, youth workers, and anyone interacting with children make a special effort to encourage children to speak up if they are being abused or to bring awareness to this issue. In fact, it was Honorable Skelton who introduced our first child protection legislation in the BVI when he was the Minister of Social Development. That is pivotal to us people, but we still have more to do. All children should be protected in homes in which they love, in schools in which they attend, and the programs they attend, the churches they attend, the communities they live in. It is time for us to provide children, all children, with the help they need when some form of abuse takes place. It is time to increase the number of counselors in our schools. It is time to swiffen the process for trials and increase the penalties for sex offenders and other predators in our society. Moreover, it is finally time for us to have a sex offenders registry in this territory, and it must happen. It is time that bus drivers, teachers, youth workers, and all persons who come into contact with children attend mandatory training of what is appropriate interaction with our children. How to report a child has been suspected of being a victim. These things must be documented and procedures must be put in place. It is time to take the protection of our youth more seriously. Provide social development, mental health workers, police force, and the Attorney General's chambers with the competent staff that they need to make this happen. Give them the laws, give them the policies to protect our children. Now, the Virgin Islands needs a government that it can trust, with leaders who know that they're acting in the best interest of the people. All leader and all team, we are experienced, we are proven, we are trustworthy, but above all, we are ready to work. Despite tonight being in the hills of the 5th and enjoying the breeze, I am under ground sweat. Because each day, it seems that we get more and more and more news of things that cause us to question the choices and decisions made by the past administration. Tonight we heard of a calamity with belongership status. A calamity being granted under the VIP Fast Track program of 2020. And things that were done that were not in keeping with our laws. So I say this to everyone that is listening and viewing. On April the 20th and 24th, join me and PVIM in saying that we are ready to move forward. We are ready to move forward and close the door on questionable decisions, on ethical behaviors. We just want to move on. So I ask you, all of you who are here and all of you who are viewing and listening, for the future of all of us now and for those to come, vote for leaders that care. Vote for leaders that will lead with integrity, honesty, transparency, accountability, who will empower our people and not make us shake our heads in disbelief of their actions and decisions. District 5, do not listen to the noise. Better leadership is possible. It existed in governments in the past. Do not lose hope. A PVIM government will make it happen. Now I want you to imagine a PVIM-led government managing the affairs of this great nation, where we put the money in our schools, in our youth, or healthcare, or seniors, or mentally challenged, or infrastructure, or environment, or festivals, or culture, or farmers, or tourism, or teachers, or athletes, or BVI-owned small businesses. And we can name so many other things, but we must put our money down on that. Now imagine a BVI where we curtail wasteful spending and manage our spending at all times based on policies and procedures that strengthen what we need to keep the hands of those who do not need to touch our finances off, where we trust our civil service and allow them to do their jobs and give them the tools that they need. I want a government that runs based on data and not a government run based on big thoughts and big ideas. Now let me say this to you, District 5. You have a community-minded man, and he is as community-minded as I have seen. He is down to earth, and he is ready to go. He is approachable, and he's understandable. Do not lose this opportunity. Vote for Marvin Blyden. I ask you tonight to change the course of the BVI and make your vote count. Go to the polls. You see that oval that's going to be there? Shade it in and make it automatic. I want you to forgive me tonight because I have a lot of fire in me. We need the fire. When you look at the 1st district, there is a lady down there who can make history. Sylvia Romney Moses. I'm asking those of you, make her the automatic choice in the 1st. And for those of you that live with me in the 2nd, we're not changing. We are sticking with Mitch again. Make him automatic again. When we hit the 3rd, I have lived there for a very long time. Bring home the Liberator. One more time. Make that automatic for me again. And then this gentleman, Ian Smith, who has entered the 4th, he is a sleeper. He is creeping. People give him time and give him a chance. He will make what you need happen in that district. Make Ian automatic. One more automatic for MB because he needs it. Automatic for Marvin. And when we come up and we creep up, we're going in the 9th with Shireen. Again, another history-making moment for the BVI. Bring Shireen home. 1st female representative of the 9th. She needs your vote. Make that automatic for me. And when you hit that ballot on the side, it's on the right. You have 4 shadings to make. You start at the top. Look for Meta Stacy. My name has been pronounced incorrectly many times, but you know you matter with me. We got it. You matter with Meta. Shade that oval in and make me automatic. Then you come down. The engineer, we need Shayna with us. She's not here tonight, but Shayna is needed, and I ask you to support her automatically. As you move down, you're going to find Ingrid Moses Scatliff. Another, a legal mind that is needed. Make her an automatic choice. And last but not least, he tends to forget himself, but we're not going to forget him tonight. No. The next premier of this country, the next leader that will make sure that we do not hold our heads in shame, Honorable Ronnie Skelton, automatically. My Virgin Islands people, today is a day that I will not forget, because I am not going forward holding my head in shame. Join me and make the change that is necessary. Have a good night.
You matter with Meta.
What's decimator? Hey, the country need him now, we can't wait for later. I tell you, what's decimator? A solution to our problems in our constitution. I tell you, what's decimator? Hey, the country need him now, we can't wait for later. I tell you, what's decimator? Fix any situation.
Oh boy. Miss P, I'm excited. I don't know why I'm so excited. But Meta, you matter. And the people out there, you matter with Meta, you matter with the PVIM. But let me tell you, yes, we smell the victory, and it smells better than coffee. Smelling good. But listen, I got to talk about a few things here. Expose children to new technology, including farming. What is this? School system must groom new leaders. So we're talking about the PVM is looking for the next generation. We're talking about focusing on those folks in the golden years. But what I like, you said, Ms. P, not just taking them to the polls. How often we see that? And after the election day, they forget them. Thank you. And then we talk about child abuse. It is the Child Abuse Month in April. Thank you for reminding us, Stacey. That's good to know. And we have to increase the penalties, says Stacey, for sex offenders. And last but not least, thank you, we heard of the crowd there. A calamity in the VIP with this fast track program. Well, my boy, let me tell you, we have a young man that's going to help us to fix that. He's coming out in the fourth. He's an economist. He is so educated, they asked him to stay up in the States after he get his degree. But he said no, he coming back home. He said he coming here. And after he came for a number of years working within the bank and the whole system, he decided to stay and run his family business. This guy even has his own farm. He's into farming. Listen, if you go to the supermarket and you see blue eggs, you ever been there and see blue eggs, Mr. Premier? Yes, when you go there, look, they belong to him. There's ours, there's local blue eggs. Please. He has been a servant for the territory for over 30 years. He has been back home in various capacities. Revitalization of the economy, strategic, inclusively. He has the improvement of youth. He's been working in education and other areas. Listen, please get to your feet and help me call to the mic the fixer, the one that's going to fix it in the 4th District, Ian Smith.
No time for guesses. There's only one chance. Go with experience. Don't bind to the facts. So you want to have a future with comfort and smiles. Well, how will you get there?
Good evening. Residents of Fahie Hill, the 5th District, and the entire British Virgin Islands. It is a pleasure for me to be here tonight to support my brother, MB, the mayor. For decades, we have been calling him the mayor because of all that he's done for the 5th District. Little did we know that he'll be on this stage tonight asking for your support. If his record is any indication, that X is automatic. People, we are standing on the cliffside of constitutional distress. Our right to self-determination is weighing in the balance. The COI watchdogs are watching, ready to pounce. And our supreme right, our constitutional right, which determines how our leaders in the House of Assembly behave, the rights of our governor and the rights of the citizens hang in the balance. Yes, sir. We just heard tonight of the need to recall the House of Assembly because of an error. We do not know whether this was an error because the representatives did not read or some other error. What we do know is yet again we have spit up in the air. People, we need leaders who can do things correctly the first time, not green, incompetent leaders. We cannot keep relying on do-overs. That is where MB, the man who makes it better, and the PVIM team comes in. PVIM is hands down. Look at half the team here and half in Vorchingarda. The most qualified team to run the next House of Assembly. Which means that we'll be representing you based on your views, your concerns, and your voices. I will leave that there. MB is a man who has run his own businesses for over 30 years. Honorable Ronnie Skelton is the only person who could name all the businesses. And I am honored to say that I've served on some committees and boards with MB that were the best boards that I've served on in my life. Proving the Spooners Committee is one, and it wasn't done fully how we envisioned it and how we did, but that's a success. And MB was a big part of that, although it's in Mitch's district in the second. All right. You know MB, he's approachable, he's kind, giving, and not afraid to speak for others. That is why I'm here asking the people of the 5th District to make things better with MB. And for entire PVIM team, look for the arrow pointing up for hope and restored conscience to the Virgin Islands. Thank you.
Oh yes, we're moving on. This is some fascinating stuff here. Listen, what we say? They made an error. What year it was, this image? What year? Made an error? 2020, they made an error. Constitutional distress. What you say? Watchdogs. They're going to pounce. My goodness. Hope and consciousness, these are some big words, but let me tell you something. The man who is going to bring hope now, the man who's going to fix it. I'm going to call a young lady up to introduce this next person. Yes, I'm going to call this beautiful young lady up because let me tell you, when you hear about this man in the 5th, there'll be no choice and no doubt in your mind who you're going to put your ex for in the 5th district. It's going to be what? Automatic. So let me help me call to the stand this lovely young lady, the Honorable Miss P.
Candidate for the 5th electoral district. Together, we will make it better.
Celeb, press the button.
Marvin, Blyden, he get my vote. A friend of the people, he give them hope. To find the solutions to fix issues. Changes must come the 20 votes. VIP, all of them must go. Boss my tire, them and fix them roads. And I so fed up, I don't pick my side. Marvin, Blyden for District 5. I know MB, he is a man trustworthy, transparent, surely he my people. Don't cry, no, Blyden get my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote. MB get my vote.
There you go, Miss P.
Whenever I think it can get worse, it happens, and it happened this afternoon. I am so frightened, I don't know how I'm going to sleep. During my teen years at Charlotte Emily High School, we had some very small notebooks in which our friends would write 4-line poetry or what were called autographs. I ask your indulgence as I paraphrase one. Quote, "Friendship is a golden chain of endless love, the token. And between Ronnie, Marvin, and me, not a link will never be broken," unquote. Good evening, supporters, friends, and those who wish the members of the movement well, especially one for whom I am here to seek your support. Marvin Blyden really needs no introduction to this area, but this is a special season, and it calls for a special quality of people, of which my candidate is one. For years, long before politics was ever on his mind, MB has been and is a helper to those in need in the district. He cared for those who needed a caretaker until they got back on their feet. A lot of people in and out of the district can say yes to this. Why am I here speaking out on his behalf? It is because of his concern for what he is seeing happening in the district, and he believes with your votes for him and his chosen team, he can help. I ask you, no, I plead with you to give very careful thought about where you will place your 5 X's. And believe me, after hearing the governor this afternoon, you know where you're going to place them. Your country, our country, is almost on a precipice, and those who took us to the edge of the cliff cannot, I repeat, cannot get us off it. Listen to what, this isn't in my speech, but I'm putting it in. The governor said 680 mistakes were made. 688? Well, I leave off it. 688 mistakes were made. People were given residence and belonger status in one swipe of the pen. And now the error, is it an error? Is coming to the fore, and we will know Monday. What it says to me is that the election rolls were what? The election rolls were put up so that the election could have turned the way they wanted it to go. Thank God the governor and the attorney general and whoever else, the auditor general, found it out, and Monday we will know if our elections will or will not be challenged in court. I am asking you tonight to don't mind the flowery speeches. Don't mind the endless radio calls for help. Send me say, it is just festival dressing. You, voters of District 5, know better. So please do better. Save yourself and save us. MB did not just come to the district. This young man grew up in a BVI when the saying, quote, "By the sweat of thy brow thou shalt eat bread," unquote, was the order of the day. He and his chosen leader, Honorable Ronnie Skelton, were well acquainted with the hard knocks of BVI life back then. That is why they and their crew are well positioned to steer motor vessel BVI through the rough seas ahead. Count on me. Tonight, I bring before you our qualified team of able-bodied sailors to be employed by you, the owners of motor vessel BVI. From District 1, way down west, a sailor of knowledge, Mrs. Sylvia Romney Moses. From District 2, a sailor born of Brosbeth, Dot, and King Garden Bessan. A young man who can bail boat and count in his head. Honorable Mitch Turnbull. Yes, you see how I'm building you up? From District 3, our leader is borrowing for the time being a child of Mr. Kenwood's reindeer. And what a fine. Honorable Julian Fraser. He is willing to move with the movement for the country's success. From District 4, they say he is slow, but oh, how sure-footed he is. Our second professional banker, Mr. Ian Smith, the one to watch. From the 5th, the trailblazer, and the one who put in wood in the fire. My own friend of 48 years, Mr. Marvin Blyden. From the 9th, the strong-willed woman who was brave enough to say, I have had enough. She is a single Marlin among some real bad hammerheads. Honorable Shireen Flax Charles, and our all-around sailors, our captain, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton, a man for these times, and my friend of 48 years, Mrs. Shana Smith Archer, an engineer by profession, and a sailor from her youth on the key. Mr. Stacy Mater, who says that it matters so much to him that the matter is automatic. And our next banker and our legal wizard, she will keep these sailors on the time. Mrs. Ingrid Moses Catliff. Voters of District 5 on the Hill and on the Flat, voters of the wider Virgin Islands, if you want to be fair and honest, you will have to say out loud and even whisper if you're afraid that this is the best team I am hearing this election. I ask for your votes for MB and Mr. Skelton's team. I honestly, frightened as I am, I thank you for listening to Ms. P, and Ms. P hopes that you are heeding her call for the team for a better BVI. Have a restful night by your gentlemen friends if you have. If not, Lord, I'm sorry for you. Thank you for listening.
I am Marvin Blyden, candidate for the 5th Electoral District. Together, we will make it better.
Celeb, press the button.
Marvin Blyden, he get my vote. A friend of the people, he give them hope. To find the solutions to fix issues. Changes must come to 20 votes. VIP, all of them must go. Boss my tire, them and fix them roads. And I so fed up.
Stand to your feet and let's bring to the stage the mayor himself, Marvin MP Blyden.
Surely he my people. Don't cry no. Blyden get my vote out. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote out. MB get my vote. My vote. My vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote out. MB get my vote. My vote. My vote.
Wow. There we go. I
preaching for a long time. Good night, District 5. Long Trench and Far Hill. Make a lot of noise. When Meta start, he get me nervous because I feel he was looking at my notes. But to show you that this team is well drilled, because some of the same thing that Meta is emphasizing that we're gonna do, they are right here in these notes. That to show you that this team is ready for the game. Good night, visitors and supporters. I am Marvin E. Blyden, better known as MB. Tonight, my team, Progressive Virgin Island Movement, and I are here, humbly seeking your vote to represent you and the House of Assembly in the next House of Assembly. After we heard what we have said, you will understand that we are the best hope for the future of the territory. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some areas of concern that are dear to my heart. When I'm elected, my colleague and I will do our best to bring them to reality. I will begin with the youths. Ladies and gentlemen, I was told over the years to always put the youth first. After hearing the Valley Call song, which was prepared for me by one of the youth from 5th District, I was reminded that the BVI has a lot of talent. There is talent in music, athletic, sports, etc. And I need to assist with developing these talents. Supporting youth person in music and the art is must. Person like Press the Button and Dave from the Grave are some that come to mind. I will speak with the heritage dancers about allowing me and my team to complete their building so it can be used as a mini studio. I will offer some vouchers annually for free classes in music, drama, and dancing, both modern and traditional. For those who cannot afford it, promoting the art will only develop talent but help our community to bond. Developing local talent within music, athletic, boating, etc. can enhance the tourism product of the territory. In the 5th District, we have a number of outstanding athletes who are now coaches, persons like Kennedy Bass, Jason Edwards, and Darwin Scatliff, who continue to make outstanding contribution with very limited resources. Solution: complete the Heritage Dancers building, and with their permission, allow it to be used as a mini performing art and recording studio for the youth of District 5 and the greater BVI. I will partner with my colleague, Stacy Border Matters, to ensure that the athletes and coaches are equipped with the necessary equipment needed to get our children to the next level. Food and food security. Food security is a part of the PVIM agenda, and this is even more relevant and evident as we all witness the challenges of the international food supply chain when we experience shortage of basic food products produced during the COVID-19 pandemic. With that came a rise in high food costs. When elected, I will encourage and promote backyard farming where possible. and the raising of animals. They will be introduced at an early stage in the school, and there will be friendly competition between all students. This in turn will create lasting friendship between schoolmates. Ladies and gentlemen, food production should not just be a job. It must be a lifestyle. My solution is to ensure that adequate water supply is distributed to the school so that the children can grow their produce, and learn to make healthy food choices by eating what they grow and sell the surplus to the local market. That is the solution. I will partner with the landlord to upgrade the resource center and service which the late Honorable Dolores Christopher started. Our district will then have a full program, the same as the Youth Empowerment Program, known as YEP. With my colleagues, Stacy Botamata, this project matters, and it will be automatic. I will work with school and person in the community to assist with identifying at-risk youth and provide a male and female resource person to ensure that the students receive the additional support they need to remain in school and excel. That is another solution. Cultural village. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fahie Hill Long Trench area has always been dear to my heart because this is an area rich in history and culture. The cultural experience in this area is one that should be enjoyed by local and visitors alike. When elected, I will recommend that this area be designated as a cultural tour site. We will assist with the creation of a cultural map showing existing site, beginning at the Quakers Burial Ground in Johnson Court, up to Long Trench, and onward to Fahie Hill. Tourists will disembark at several sites, including the Cultural Wall in Fahie Hill, which was a project of my colleague and friend, Honorable Eileen Parson. Trained tour guides will take them through the cultural village, sharing the stories as depicted on the wall. They will then walk across and visit Mr. Ruben Vanterpool Museum Studio, where his arts and painted are displayed. They will also be treated to a taste of Miss Olive cassava bread and then move across to sample Miss Iris Freeman delicious bullfoot soup. Part of this tour will also include a visit to Norris, known as Bobcat Animal Farm, who prides himself on raising the best cattle and chicken, and I am sure he will be happy to share his natural talent. The tour will then drive down Great Mountain, home of the mountain goat, and on the hunting goat and the botanic garden. The cultural tour experience, which include local music, art, and food, will be an experience that visitors and local alike will never forget. Ladies and gentlemen, this will also bring economic support to the residents of Long Trench and Fahie Hill area. I will encourage others in the district to be more tourism cultural-based business. That is the solution. The 5th District Hurricane Center. The 5th District was one of the most devastated districts in the territory. During the 2017 hurricane, Omar and Maria, the only community center in District 5 is located in Long Trench, for a hill area. That building suffered damage, and when elected, it is my intention to have the building evaluated and reinforced. I will ensure annually that this facility is stocked with emergency supply and food in the event another catastrophe. I will also ensure that there is a fully functioning district officer in the community center, staffed with one of your own to receive complaints, challenges, and concern to better serve the District 5 residents. Ladies and gentlemen, when elected as your District 5 representative, I will partner with other government agencies such as Water and Sewage, Inland Revenue, and PVI Electricity Corporation so that the residents of the district can pay their bills from the comfort of District 5. Yes. Of course, there will be persons who will have appointment in town, and for those, I will partner with the local taxi, especially those from the 5th District, to provide transportation to the seniors and other valuable persons in its community. We will provide a scheduled district transportation to and from the Rotong area, which will grant the seniors the independence to attend doctors and pharmacy visits. Also to do grocery shopping and banking and other activities. Additionally, ladies and gentlemen, as we reconstruct the Altesse Catholic Primary School, when elected, I will be instrumental in the planning stage to ensure it is built to the specification of hurricane shelter. So that in the event that there is a disaster, the building must be equipped to serve the needs of the community during that time of disaster. I will ensure that there are adequate bathroom facilities with shower and a kitchen to prepare hot meals for the residents of District 5 and the neighboring district. That is a solution. District road signs. Ladies and gentlemen, when you elect me and team PVIM as your representative, I will partner with Tongue and Country Planning Department to launch the National Addressing System, whereby the road names and physical address will be available to the resident of this District 5 and the outer district. A PVIM government will ensure this long-lasting overdue project is launched and that there are proper signage throughout the district and the territory. Currently, it is extremely difficult for service such as ambulance, fire, police, and other delivery service to locate someone, especially in an emergency. Therefore, erecting signs and physical address will create a safe district for all residents. A PVI government will ensure this for the entire territory. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not new to District 5. I have been trying my best to get to everyone, but the time is so short. I hear complaint, and it saddens me. Friends and supporters, from what I have heard and seen, it is not about the vote. It is about helping the people of my district, and that I will like to do. Not being able to help more also saddened me. I want to hear from you, and I want to be in a position to help you. That is why I am here, asking for your support. Your vote for me and my at-large colleagues is very important at this time. I know it will be tough getting to everyone within the next few days. Friends and supporters, we need your help. The country in which we live needs your help, and the PVIM is that help. On April 20th and 24th, I am asking for your support by voting for me, MB, and my at-large candidates. Look for the blue arrow pointing upward and shade the box. The arrow symbolizes progression. Let us move forward together and make District 5 better. However, I cannot move forward alone. I ask for your help to move with my colleague forward, because together we can and will make District 5 the territories better. As your friend and family, I, in the other district, to support the Blue Wave. All candidates seeking your votes are District 1, Sylvia Romney Moses. District 2, Mr. Mitch Tumble. District 3, or Associate Honorable Julian Fraser. District 4, Mr. Ian Smith. And District 5, the man who will make it better, Marvin E. Blyden. District 9, Honorable Shireen Fax Charles. At large, Mr. Stacy Butter Matter. Miss Ingrid Moses at large. And Miss Shana Smith Archer. Mr. Ronnie Skelton, our next premier. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for giving me your attention. Remember, PVIM is your best hope to prevent the suspension of our precious Constitution. And I thank you.
Electoral district. Together, we will make it better.
Celeb, press the button.
Marvin Blyden, he get my vote. A friend of the people, he give them hope to find the solutions to fix issues. Changes must come to 20 votes. VIP, all of them must go. Boss my tire, them and fix them roads. And I so fed up, I don't pick my side. Marvin Blyden for District 5. I know MB, he is a man trustworthy, transparent, surely he my people. Don't cry, no, Blyden get my vote out. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote out.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I have to start with Miss P-Boy. 688 mistakes. 688 mistakes? 688. So we have to put in the right team, people, to protect our territory and ensure that the Commission of Inquiry and those who would like to remove us do not get that opportunity. We have to save yourself and save all of us. Save yourself and save all of us, MSP. And let me tell you, I hope you all were listening to Marvin, you know. The mayor says we must focus on the youth. Did you hear him talk about the heritage dancers and restoring that building? You listening? The cultural village, and remember we spoke about it before, we include the library too. All of that. Hope you all were listening. Promote backyard farming. MBU ain't playing. Promoting back farm. Look, I ain't hear nobody else talk, but I hope they don't start to copy us now, you know. We say it first. Backyard farming, included in schools. Included in schools as well. System to assist senior citizens in their daily needs, not just taking them to the polls. Y'all listening? Not just taking them to the polls. Here's another new one I didn't hear before. District road signs. Y'all hear that? This is the man that just said that first. District road signs. Why? Because if there are emergencies, they know how to get there quick. Not cross the road and turn left and turn right and go all. Thank you, MB. You're the mayor for Truma Boy. But let me tell you something. There's a man that's going to tell you how to stick it. Because we're sticking with him. This young man, he ran a Lionheart program for 19. He tell me say what I want, but I will say what I want. For 19 years. A Lionheart program. You want to know why? Because as we say in the sports, because he got all heart. This man got heart. You listening? He from the Bay, he got heart. A youth assessor in the magistrate's court. Not just a little fella just coming up just so. This is, let me tell you who this is. We call him David because he had to go into the Honorable House of Assembly and fight against Goliath. And that is what we're doing now. We're fighting against Goliath. He has spent 2 terms in the Honorable House, and he's coming up to his 3rd one now. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Listen, during the pandemic, this guy used his own vehicle and had our premier to be with him, carrying all kind of things through the whole country. Without no pay, not just for 1 or 2 days, for the whole pandemic, taking food and accessories to people. This man formed the 2nd district and brought genuine help to the 2nd district. I wanted to come to your feet and I wanted to stick with the man who we are sticking with, because we are sticking with Mitch, Melvin, Turnbull. We sticking with Mitch.
Yes! And none of them strong like Mitch, never defend the second so long like Mitch. And none of them have talk like Mitch, pushing the country forward like Mitch. And none of them ain't cool like Mitch, taking his opponents to school like Mitch. And none of them never stand up in the House of Assembly and talk the things like Mitch. Watch the party you're voting. If you take Mitch, man, you're loafing. He's never sleeping on you, always on the move and working.
Good evening. Good evening to the people of the 5th District. I am happy to be here. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. What a time to be glad. In Exodus 4 and 10. Moses said, "O Lord, I am not eloquent in speech, and I am not the person that you might think should speak to your people, because my speech is not as eloquent as some of the others." And this was Moses talking to God when God was telling him to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt. And he started and he said, "I am not eloquent in speech. I am not the best speaker." And that's in chapter 4. But then in chapter 8 of Exodus, the Bible goes and it tells you what happened. And it says, "The Lord spake unto Moses and said, Go unto Pharaoh and say unto them, Let my people go." And I am saying to you tonight in the 5th District, you heard from Marvin, MB, Blyden. It is time, people of the Virgin Islands, that we are ready to go. You heard the plans from this man. You heard them laid out. And it's not just plans, it is plans that are practical. It is plans that are relevant. And there are plans that are effective. And they connect with the people of these Virgin Islands, and specifically the people of this 5th District. Marvin, MB, Blyden, I salute you, and I go stand with you, my brother. Because one of the things I realize is that not only is MB saying what else he wants to do when he's elected, but if you look at what he's done over the last 30 years, he has built, he has given, he has helped, he has given some more, and he has shaped a community just by his service. Just by his service and his love for this country. And that's what we need here in the 5th District. A man that has proven leadership. A man that has a track record of execution in integrity, in honesty, and more so in accountability. MB, I'm standing with you. The 2nd District connect right out there. Me and you to meet right out there. So it's 52 and 25. But we're meeting right out there. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you not to hold you too long. But the people of the 2nd District for which I am seeking re-election, and the people of these Virgin Islands, I want us to be clear in our thoughts. Every single day since last year, April 28th and 29th, it seems like we are just waiting for the next announcement. And I want you to pay attention. And as dark as these times are, and as much things as happened, you know what continues to happen. Some of the same people are in your houses spreading rumors and spreading misinformation and trying to disparage the character of those members that I stand with here on this Progressive Virgin Islands Movement team. And I am saying to you, look beyond their faces. Look beyond the words that they are saying, and you go back in the House of Assembly, and you go back in the track records of the members of the PVIM team, including myself, and see if I was responsible for mismanaging any money. See if I was responsible or any record or any evidence of me receiving kickbacks. See for yourself that I have been fighting for this BVI to simply have our leaders do what is right. In 2015, when I got elected, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton became my friend, my uncle, and my mentor. And he said to me, with the late, great Honorable Dolores Christopher, Mitch, take the time and read. Read, learn, understand, and ask questions. I am here to help you and guide you. For 3 months, I said nothing in the House of Assembly. I read the Constitution, the standing orders, and I asked questions. I understood Miss P and appreciated what it meant to become a member of the House of Assembly. And I'm saying to you, the people of the Virgin Islands, because I was educated in the responsibility for which the people of the 2nd District put me there for. There was no one individual or individuals over these last years that took me down a rabbit hole or took me down the wrong path. And now I am saying it wasn't me. There is no such person, because I understood and appreciated and had good leadership from Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton. I also stand on the foundation for which my parents created for me. That I understand what it means to be honest. Character. I understand what it means to serve the people of these Virgin Islands. I understand what it means to love people and not myself and chase after money, to pocket money and put money here where it doesn't belong. And $66 million later, our BVI is no better. So why persons come to you with the fancy talks of how they will do this and do that? Let me tell you real quick what I want to do in the 2nd District community. We want to simply be able to clean up the entire district. Derelict boats, derelict vehicles, go 3 feet beyond each guardrail, and we're going to clear it out with the permission of landowners, and we're going to plant back the oleander and the hibiscus and the grape trees and the cocoa palm trees, so that when you come out of the 1st district, or come out of the 5th district, or come out of the 4th district, or come out of the 3rd district, because we're all connected, then we are creating this anticipation and going over to the island of Just Right. That when you go down to our beautiful beaches in Bruce Bay and King Anne Bay, and when you go down to White Bay, you are creating this anticipation that we are indeed a tourist destination. But even while there are no guests here, we are creating something in an environment that is pleasing for us. We have to take care of our own home. There should be nobody coming from anywhere telling us what we need to do, because we got a good common sense, God-given sense, and we got to use it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to endorse my friend and brother. I'm here to also pave the way for our leader. I also want to ensure that the after-school programs, the community centers in my district, that once repaired finally with this progressive Virgin Islands movement team, and there are no excuses or no more mistakes of giving the wrong answers in the House of Assembly. Honest error. All kind of terminologies come up. That we are ensuring that we are putting the issues of our country first, that we are creating after-school programs, that we are reinvigorating the senior programs, so that what we were doing in Bruce Bay for the Golden Eagle seniors, that their crafts and their arts and their tarts and the baked goods, the pot bread in the cold pot, and another thing them, and the bang bang, and the patchwork, that they are out in the Bruce Bay Park marketing their goods to the tourists and telling the history. Those are things that we were doing. So when I hear the ideas coming forward, it is not nothing new. This is what we were doing. But we have to get back to a place that we are once again proud of where we are, proud of who we are, of this territory. Persons like Miss Parsons, persons like the late great Ivan Dawson, persons like H.L.S. Stout, who cast a vision for this team. But we now need a leader. And we now need leaders that not only understands what it means to serve the people of the Virgin Islands, but we understand what it means to go above and beyond, because our territory is at the precipice of being taken over. Our community and our territory is at the precipice that we cannot afford to mismanage another penny and it be deemed a mistake. Exactly. Our territory cannot afford the actions or inactions of those who chooses not to use their voice, to stand up and speak up for what's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present myself again to you as the candidate for the 2nd district, but I'm here in the 5th. Like I said, we connected, because when you go over there, Spooner's right there. But I'm standing with a team that represents hope, empowerment, integrity, accountability, and transparency. I'm standing with this progressive Virgin Islands team. In the 1st district, when you go to the polls, please vote for Sylvia Romney Moses. When you come over to the 2nd district, they say I got to go back to my original song, so I went back to it. We sticking with Mitch. In the 3rd district, our friend and our brother, The alliance has been formed with Honorable Julian Fraser. Vote Julian Fraser in the 3rd District. In the 4th District, my friend, my big brother, who is now sitting with me, standing to represent the people of these Virgin Islands, Mr. Ian Smith. In the 5th District, we are with the mayor tonight, Marvin M.B. Blyden. In the 9th District, we go across the waters to the islands of Anegada and Virgin Gorda, a woman that stood up with me in the House of Assembly against the Goliaths with our little smooth stones, and we knock them down. Now it's time to knock them out. Shireen Flax Charles in the 9th District. Our large team, Shayna Smith Archer, Ingrid Moses Scatliff, Mr. Stacy Buddha Automatic Meta, and our chairman, the next leader and premier of these Virgin Islands, my friend, my mentor, my brother, Ronnie W. Skelton, who has been the best finance minister we've ever had, and is going to be the best finance minister and premier we've ever seen. God bless you, and thank you, 5th District community.
Who we gonna vote for? PVIM. We voting for the blue team. PVIM. Who we gonna vote for? PVIM. For mention the blue team. I don't know who needs to have this, but we don't need no change in the 2nd District. Business looking with Mitch. Business looking with Mitch. I don't know who needs to have this, but we don't need no change in the 2nd District. Business looking with Mitch. Yeah. Business looking with Mitch. So business looking with Mitch. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, leave it. Business looking with Mitch. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh yeah, oh my goodness. How you start with? Exodus 4. Y'all paying attention outside there? Exodus 4. I am not an eloquent speaker. Well, I can't speak as good as Mitch, so I ain't even gonna try. Then went on to Exodus 10. 8, you see? Okay, but anyway, you end with 10, eh? Let my people go. Let my people go. Let the people of the 5th go to the polls and vote for the mayor. That is what we're talking about. That is why we're here tonight, folks. He has a proven track record. What it is? What is it, Mitch? Leadership, integrity, and accountability. What? Listen, Mitch said that both Ronnie and Dolores sat him down and spoke to him and told him he had to do what? Read and pay attention. And that is what he did. Ask questions. And he forget Miss P. And Miss P also spoke to him too. Listen. So this is a party that listens and learns people. We must take care of our own home and not let foreigners dictate to us who is going to run our country. I heard the premier say that they have to put them back in because, well, it's the exact opposite. PVIM is what you need, the movement. The pride of our country starts with our leadership. And there's only one person, there's only one leader that we can depend on, that we can have the faith that's going to turn this country back to where the pride that we need. This gentleman, as Mitch stated, was the Minister of Finance. He was the Minister of Health and Social Development. He was the Deputy Chief Minister. He implemented the 911 emergency call center. He built homes for low-income families. He introduced policy to increase scholarships up to $18,000. Mitch, you walk with me, you know, I want to hear you. Thank you. Thank you. He introduced policy for duty exemption for taxi drivers. He introduced the policy for free tuition for HLSC for belongers. He implemented a national health insurance scheme. Construction of the new People's Hospital. Construction of Nurse Iris O'Neill Medical Center. introduced the policy, hear this, to make the first $10,000 in your salary on your payroll tax-free. Implemented the first postcode in this country. Brought back 20 million of land for land bank. Introduced tobacco legislation. Introduced child protection legislation. Funded the last, listen, he's funded the last salary review. People, your salaries haven't gone up since your premier has left. But it's time for you to stand to your feet and let us bring back in our premier, our leader, the Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton.
Is the man who'll take this country forward. Ronnie gets it done. And Progressive Virgin Islands movement is the party with the plan. And let me tell you who he is now. A man of action, not just talking. He'll build us up, he's not joking. Okay. A leader whose record is proven. PVIM is the real thing. He's the leader we need in these times. He's got a strong team right behind. What me say? With PVIM and Ronnie, you got a party of integrity. Financial stability, yes. Economic prosperity, we get it done. Expert ability, Ronnie and PVIM for this territory. Ronnie gets it done. And listen when me tell him, Ronnie is the man.
Thank you, Paul, for those kind words. Good evening, residents and voters of the 5th District. And for those of you who are listening to us and watching us on social media, a special good night to you also. My name is Ronnie W. Skelton, and I am the chairman of the Progressive Virgin Islands movement. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that our country is in a bad place. I really don't know if the majority of us recognize what place we are in. And here it is to 7 o'clock tonight. 7 o'clock tonight, we heard the governor and the premier came on radio and says 688 people who were given status were not given it correctly. But a large percentage of these people are on the voters list, and they can vote on the 20th and the 24th. But when we did the 2007 Constitution review, we put in the Constitution that if some natural disaster happened between the dissolution of council and polling day, the governor has the right under the Disaster Management Act and the Constitution to call the House back into session so that we can fix the country. But I don't know if this could be classified as a natural disaster. So here it is. The governor and the premier now has to call the House back into session. Well, this is the first time in this country's history anything like this has happened. But he called them into session, and what are they going into session to do? I really don't know. I guess they're going to tell us on Monday. But if they're going into session, I want them to do one other thing for me. I want them to repeal the greedy bill. Because that can be classified as a natural disaster also. So if they're going into session, please, voters and residents of the 5th District, Fahie Hill, Long Trench, and those of you who are listening to us, send that message. Send it straight to the governor. Send it to the premier that they must repeal the greedy bill. Because if they don't repeal it now, That means some of the members, the first-time members, who will probably not make it through the election. You will have to pay the monies based on the bill. So it's a good thing that this happened. There's good and bad in everything in this life. The one that survives is the one you feed the most. So if you want good, you got to stick with good. If you want bad, you have to stick with bad. But good and bad exist together. And that's not my philosophy. That's the philosophy, I think it's in the Bible. It's just a philosophy of life. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, we are in a bad place. Before this, we were being threatened to be taken over by the British. We were being threatened with an order in council that can suspend our constitution, our the ministerial portion of our constitution, and it's still hanging over our heads. So you need, ladies and gentlemen, voters of the 5th District and the entire BVI, you need to put people in office who are unquestionable. You need to put people who are going to be transparent, who are going to be accountable, and who are going to bring hope back to our people in our country. And the PVIM team, we have it. You heard the members of our team. You heard Sylvia. You heard Mitch. You heard the 3rd District, we have the Liberator. In the 4th, we have Ian. The 5th, we have Marvin Blyden, who has presented himself here tonight. And the 9th, we have a fighter, Shireen Flax Charles. And we have 4 large candidates. And they say we are the best at large team in the country. We have Ingrid Moses Catliff. We have Shana Smith Archer. You have Stacy Buddha Mater. And you heard from Stacy. Shana and Ingrid holding up Shireen at the debate in Virgin Gorda tonight. That's why they're not here. You know, so we have to talk for them. And you have Ronnie W. Skelton. And you know me. You know I am a person going to do what I say. And I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm not going to make your life more difficult. But I believe that all the places that I have been for my last 43 plus years in public, private life, and in the house, I want to believe that I left the place better than when I met it. So we are here tonight trying to get your support for my friend, my close friend, Marvin Blyden, MB. And most of you know Marvin. Marvin is one of the most generous person, caring person, understands what BVI wants. You know, he used to talk to me often, Ronnie, you're not doing this, Ronnie, you need to do this, Ronnie, you need to do that. I'm so glad he's here with me. I'm so glad he has decided to take this journey with me. Because he's going to have a different appreciation for what needs to be done and what can be done. And Rome was not built in a day. It needs a continuum. One government needs to continue the work of another government if it's in the best interest of the country. It makes no sense for us to get in office now and any good thing that the Virgin Island Party was doing, that we abandoned it because they were doing it. That's a waste of taxpayers' money, and it should not be continued. So you need to elect a government. Ladies and gentlemen, residents and voters of the 5th District, and in particular here in Fahie Hill, you need to elect a government that the UK government will respect. I can tell you, I hate to tell you about myself, but they say if I don't tell you about myself, you will not know me. But when the minister came from England, I was one of the people they invited during the crisis to talk to them. It was about 9 of us in the room, and Stacey Budameta was there with me. So we were there fighting for our country, not in a loud, aggressive way that everybody expects you to do it. I'm not that kind of person. I am one of those people who are, what you call a sniper or a Navy SEAL or something. I go where it matters. I want to fight where it matters. I don't want to get on a radio station just talking. I want to go where things matter and fight for my people, my country. I tell people I had a green card. I'm going to be in the United States working. But that was not my calling. My calling is to come back home after school in the various courses that I did to help my country to be better than what it is. And I think I have done some of that. I have grown up in this country, and I see my brother Molly Moses here with me, where we had nothing. And during my early time, we didn't have a comprehensive high school. Today, we have college. And that was a result of our leaders, H.L. Stout. H.L. Stout was gung-ho on educating his people. Educated people, you don't have to be educated to be a doctor, lawyer. You need to be educated in what you want to do. If you want to be a mason, if you want to be a farmer, if you want whatever you want to be, that's the passion that you should follow. So ladies and gentlemen, we had leaders who had power. These leaders, know what they wanted, and they were not scared. In 1967, when we got constitutional ministerial government, and every time the British gave us more authority, the elected people of this country, our country progressed. In 1967, when they gave us ministerial government, or education system take off. I remember growing up in this country when there was only about 5 people in this country with college degrees. Now every home, probably in Fahie Hill, have people with a college degree, a master's. Some have PhDs. And you tell me, our forefathers who didn't have this level of training could have built this for us. And we, with all this training, can't build it and pass it on to our children and grandchildren? I said, no, we can. We can do this. So don't allow people to tell you that you don't have people in this country who are capable, competent, has integrity, willing to live by the rules of transparency and accountability, and want to empower its people. The people who you see with big businesses today, they were in their 30s and their 20s when they started these businesses. So young people, don't be scared to take risks. Even if you fail, you still have years to put it right. At some of our age, if we fail, we probably got enough time to put it right. But young people, do not be scared. I was in Virgin Gorda last night with some young people. You have to take risks. this government, the PVIM government, we're going to set up the Better Business Bureau. We're going to set up the Trade Licensing Department, the Trade Commission, that to get our young people invested in our country. People who are not invested in their country is a person without a rudder, and they probably don't have hope. We need to not have this happen in our country anymore. Because our forefathers, all the Lavities and the Terrence and the Malone and the Ivan Dawsons and the Prince Stouts, they're the ones who gave us opportunities. So my job, and Buddha's job, and Mitch's job, and Ian's job, and Marvin's job, and Sylvia's job, and Ingrid's job, and Shayna's job, is to get help for young people so that if young people are strong, the country is strong. So don't be scared to take risks. Do not be risk averse. We can do it. We're in a bad place, but we can get out of it. Because I have a lot of faith in our people. You know, if you go back and read the history of our country, you will recognize we had bad places before. But people believe that the only people can do it, can fix us, is the lighter complexion. I said no. Because Wickham Skin and Antigata was not done by us. It was done by the lighter complexion. So if we can go back and get these things back, we can do anything. So ladies and gentlemen, voters and residents of Fahie Hill, I need you to understand that the country is in chaos. Our roads are bad, our sewage is in chaos. Water around the country is bad. We were to the senior center in West End 2 days ago, and water in Caribbean doesn't exist for just a couple hours. Our farmers need water. We have a plan. Everybody has a plan, but I am known for doing what I say I'm gonna do. So we're gonna do wells wherever they can be had, so the groundwater can feed our poultry, feed our livestock, feed water our gardens. We're gonna do these things because I'm gonna go to agriculture now. Hurricane Irma and Maria taught us a lesson. Irma came, destroyed everything that we had. Maria came 2 weeks after. The Puerto Ricans came after Irma and tried to help us. They come with food and whatever they could find. They brought it for us. 2 weeks after Maria passed through, another Cat 5 destroyed Puerto Rico, was heading for Miami. And if that hurricane had hit Miami and go up the eastern seaboard of America, we would have been in chaos. So our PVIM government is gung-ho on agriculture. Food security must be one. It can't be just talking about it anymore. We have to do it. We have to get the chicken farmers to grow chicken, get eggs. You know, we have to get the livestock, the quick livestock, the goats and the sheep farmers to do the same. The pigs. I was in Antigata about 2 weeks ago. There were pig farmers out there willing to expand. They had about 100 and something pigs, but they want to go more. So we have to produce more food than what we're doing. The fishermen, you know, I was so impressed during the pandemic how the fishermen went out there and did their work to feed us during the pandemic. And then out of this, this bad thing, the pandemic, came something good. The fishermen have formed new businesses. And they still exist today. I was so impressed with that. So a PVIM government gonna do what it can to make sure food security be real food security in this country. And food security doesn't mean you're going out there and buying the food and bringing it into the country. It means that we're producing it here in the country. You know, the roads, the tourists, the ships are back, and our roads are in bad shape. We have to fix our roads. And the PVIM government gonna identify through the various departments, identify the worst part of the roads and have them properly engineered and repaired. And we have to borrow money to do some of this stuff. But we're gonna borrow money in a measured way. That's what we're gonna be doing. Because anybody who runs a business knows you can't use recurrent revenue to do capital works, major capital works, and still the business is gonna survive. And the country is no different. So we have a banker with us. We have another banker in Virgin Gorda. We can put our heads together and come up with a solution to make our country work. And we're gonna do it. But one of the things, we talk about fixing our country, but you have to understand, I am talking from experience. My colleagues are not, because some of them are not there yet, right? But we need to know what the financial state of affairs of this country is. Nobody, a report has not come out yet in how much years? 4 years. To tell us how much money we have, how much our debt receivable is, and how nothing. And these people want to manage the affairs of the country. We are in a bad place. Our healthcare system needs our attention. I was the minister for, probably one of the longest minister for health and social development. The social ills of this country, I said it on the last campaign trail, 2019, that if we don't pay attention to the social ills of this country, it's going to destroy us. The pandemic brought out a lot of the problems. And we are here today, we're talking to the people who runs FSN, the Family Support Network, talking to other people. Domestic violence is on the increase. Child molestation is on the increase. And when we were there, we put systems in place to report all of these things and protect our children and the vulnerable people in the society. We have to get back to there. We have to fix the healthcare system once again. And I will turn to you and to tell you, we know how to do it. We have done it already, and we can do it again. So ladies and gentlemen, residents and voters of the 5th District, Fahie Hill and Long Trench, if you're listening, we need you to give us Marvin Blyden. We are here seeking your support for Marvin Blyden and our 4 at-large candidates. Shana, Ingrid, Buddha, and myself. We are seeking your support. Marvin, like I said, you know Marvin. Marvin, if you want ice, Marvin give you ice. And don't let them fool you. Some of them who talking has never built a business, have never employed anybody. This guy here employs lots of people. He runs Kuma, he runs MB's Ice, A&L Laundry, MB's Construction, MB's Auto Sales and Parts. And he employed people to do this. This is a guy who knows how to do things. And you listening to other people tell you Marvin can't do nothing. No, man, this is not right. Marvin can do, and he has a team. It's not that he's going to do it alone either. He has a full team with him. So we need you to give us MB so you can help us to fix this country. The country needs to be fixed. So ladies and gentlemen, residents and voters of Fahie Hill and Long Trench and the entire 5th District, we want you to support the Progressive Virgin Islands movement and give us Marvin, MB Blyden, and the 4 at-large candidate. So here we are, members and voters of the Virgin Islands. We have 9 candidates and we have an associate. We have Sylvia Romney Moses in the 1st District. Sylvia come highly decorated. Sylvia was the Commissioner of Inland Revenue. She was the Director of International Affairs in the Premier's office. She has international experience, she has local experience. Come on, Sylvia is the best of all of them. In the 2nd District, you have Mitch. He has served 8 years in the House of Assembly. And you see him defending the country, defending his district, fighting for what he wants for his people in Jost Van Dyke's and in the 2nd District. You know, after Hurricane Irma and Maria, we were up right way, pulling up a truck to carry to Jost Van Dyke's to make sure people had food. That's what I know. This guy is committed. He is committed to making sure the people in this 2nd District, you know, have good representation. And we have an associate in the 3rd, Honorable Julian Fraser. He has decided to work with us, and we have decided to work with him. So if you're supporting us in the 3rd, support Julian Fraser also. In the 4th District, we have Ian Smith. Ian is a banker. Ian knows numbers. Ian runs his family business. Ian is a farmer. Ian is everything. Everything that this country needs now. He thought about it before he did it. And he's now committed, fully committed, to making sure he's the next representative of the 4th District. I told him about Marvin. I need Marvin.
The mayor.
We need the mayor of Hudson
Yes.
and the 5th District.
Yeah, we hold the mayor.
We need him. And we have a lady in Portugal who's right now debating with 3 men. And I show she's holding her own.
Yes.
I have no doubt about Shireen. Shireen can stand up to anyone and anyone. And they say she is quarrelsome, but I don't find her that way. I find she has a strong will and she wants to get a point across as strongly as she possibly can. I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to be, I personally don't want to be the smartest person in any room. I want people around me who can question things and give me ideas and get things done. That's what we want, and I think we have that. So we want the people in the 9th district in Antigua and Virgin Gorda to give us Shireen Flax Charles. She is the best. She is the best man out there running right now. No, she has it. And we have 4 large candidates. We have 4. Yeah, including myself. I always leaving myself out. You know, let's face it. You have seen them. You know some of their records. You have Shana Smith Archer. I worked with Shana Smith on many occasions as Minister for Health. She was the project manager for the hospital and the clinic in Virgin Gorda. And Shana is a well-organized person. She's an engineer by profession, but a project manager by trade. And she does a fantastic job. She keeps everything organized. I have no doubt in my mind that our infrastructure in this country, our roads, our sewage, our water, our bridges, our airports, and our seaports, these things will be given full attention by Shana. It is true that the RDA is, as soon as we get there, I'm sure they're going to be presenting us with the contracts for the West End Ferry Terminal. Because when I left, it was almost finished. The incinerator at Parkwood Pond, the whole project on the hillside, revegetation of the hillside, the study was already done and recommendations were there. So they're just waiting to see what happened at the next election to present these things to the next government, and that will be a PVIM government. And we will fix this stuff. We will make sure we get these things done for the people of these Virgin Islands. So we need Shana. And we have Ingrid Moses Catliff. You know, we served together in the House of Assembly. She served for 8 years while we were there. And Ingrid is well organized too. She's a lawyer by profession. She had a banking experience. So she's more than qualified than most of the other candidates. And then you have this young man who have looked after about 800 kids, 8,000 kids. I don't know why I want to bring your numbers down. 8,000 kids. And when we go from district to district, the kids, a lot of them know him. They know him by name. They want to give him daps up. And this guy is committed to the seniors because he has aged parents. He understands what our senior needs. He understands what the young people need. He leaves the middle class to fend for themselves. Okay. But the young people and the seniors matter with Mater. And he is committed to doing the best job he can when he is elected. So we need Mater. I need Mater. The country needs Mater. If we want the young people of this country, from Antigua to Jost Van Dyke, to make their meaningful contribution to this country and this society. And we have to do it because somebody did it for us, and now we have to do it for them. So we need Mater. And you know me, Ronnie W. Skelton. Most of you, the majority of you know me. If you don't know me, you know of me. And you don't know of me, you know somebody who knows somebody who knows me. And so therefore, I need your support. I came back because I want to help my country. I am committed to the development of my country. Every place that I walk, I left it better than when I met it. And I will do it again. And when I was growing up, if there was a military, if we had a military, I would have joined the military to defend my country. So that's how serious I am about my country. And I know I can't do it alone. I never played individual sport, like lawn tennis, and I played team sport. So anything you see me, there's a team that I work with. I played basketball, volleyball, softball, flag football. I played with a team because most of the skills that I acquired them on a basketball court. How to deal with people. You know, if somebody's angry, don't get angry. Try to cool them down so we can all, at the end of the day, play basketball. Yeah, it was for a lot of years, cleaning fish, you know, hundreds of pounds of fish. I was one of the best fish cleaner you can find. So ladies and gentlemen, residents and voters of the Virgin Islands, I need your help. We need your help. We can't do it without you. And we are here to help. So I wish you a pleasant good night. May Jehovah continue to bless you and bless these British Virgin Islands. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to us.
It's the man who'll take this country forward. Rande gets it done. And Progressive Virgin Islands movement is the party with the plan. And let me tell you who he is now. A man of action, not just talking. He'll build us up, he's not joking. Okay. A leader whose record is proven. PVIM, it's the real thing. He's the leader we need in this time.
Wow, wow, wow. That was our leader there. That was the premier. Did you hear the premier? Did you hear the premier? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to repeat what he said in a different way. He said, if you make the wrong decision, you will suffer. You will experience personal and national pain.
So let's make the right decision.
It's not funny when you mess with BVI people's money. Let me tell you, and me open for pay again. Let me just tell you what's coming up next. Sorry, my phone over there. So let me tell you, what a great night. Just to remind you folks, on the 15th, we have District 9 Rally North Sound. We in VG. That's tomorrow. On Sunday, we go on to Just Van Dyke. On Tuesday, we have District 2, Bros Bay. That sound familiar? That's the man that we're sticking with? Okay then. On the 19th, that's a Wednesday, we have Solution Time, 4 to 6 ZBVI. Make sure you log into that. On Wednesday and Thursday, we have a lunchtime digest with the candidates on the Wednesday and then with the at-large team, the best team in the Virgin Islands on the 20th. And then on the 21st is the last lap. What on the 24th? Election day. That is when you're voting for PVIM. So folks, may God bless you all and may God bless our beautiful Virgin Islands. Good night.
Virgin Islands, what are we teaching our children about how to succeed in life? They're watching whatever we show them, oh yes. Will we do what's wrong or do what's right? Yes, integrity matters.
serious. I vote for putting this country first and taking what the people asking us more serious. Yes, integrity matters. Transparency matters. Accountability matters. So we make a choice to raise our voice. Everybody, with something in the sky. If love for your country makes you want to cry, when you see important things going wrong, it's time for us to be strong and change what's going on.
So wave your flag for the
Virgin Islands, we shine like diamonds. We will keep on rising. Yes, we will do the right thing together. We'll make so much more improvement with the progressive Virgin Islands movement. Let me keep rising with PVIM, keep flying with PVIM. Let me keep shining with PVIM. Let me keep climbing with PVIM. That season is over. Integrity, it's time to take over. Virgin Islands, you already know that.